few years ago, I heard about a program that was started at the East Noble School Corporation where high school students helped provide some food to some low-income students over the weekend, and it was called the Boomerang Backpack program. And I really wanted to get this implemented in our school system because I know that there's a need here also. I just wasn't sure how I was going to do that. And Connor, Singrey, and Alek, Jansen both, because of the members of the KYLA, approached me and asked if they could implement this as a project this year, and I was thrilled. So they are here tonight to present their program that they've done through KYLA. So they have a little PowerPoint presentation for you guys to go, for all you all to see.
Okay, I'm Connor Singrey.
Yeah, and I'm Alek, Jansen.
And we're WCHS students, as we said before. And our project for KYLA was the Boomerang Backpack program.
Okay, so this is our model student, Tommy. He has a difficult time concentrating in class because he does not receive the proper nutrition at home. He often loses focus and sleeps in class. He is like a large percentage of the students on the free and reduced lunch program in the Warsaw school system. Our project provides food for the underprivileged children over the weekend by providing them with a Boomerang Backpack. Now this backpack is filled with non-perishable food items and we distribute them on Friday to be returned on Monday. And we started our pilot program at Lincoln Elementary School.
There you go. Okay, here's an hour breakdown. This is mostly for our KYLA project. For the sake of that, I'll run through real fast for you guys too. You can see back in December of last year, we started out meeting with Mrs. Akers and different other mentors to learn about this project and really just with each other trying to figure out how the heck we're going to put this together because we really didn't know what we were doing at first. And that was kind of part of the adventure. So we met with other people who were more knowledgeable about this. Mr. Gear from WCHS schools, Mr. Cockcroft from East Noble. And from there we just went on and started ordering food and figuring out how we were going to send out this food to the kids. And then we went to Lincoln and came to them, and they were really gracious through helping us. And you can see in the beginning of April is when we had the first food delivery. And this actually, I think this week is our last one before the summer, and then we'll be starting it up next year. And then we have our hours for KYLA.
Okay, so now this Boomerang Backpack program is a brand new program for the Warsaw Community School System, and it addresses the specific need, which is that there are some kids that are going hungry over the weekend. Now this is an ongoing program because we developed a succession plan. We'll go into detail later.
Okay, how we started, as I said before, we talked with Mrs. Akers. She was a nurse at Edgewood Middle School, and she was really enthusiastic about helping us with this program and really just being a huge support for us through the whole process. Mrs. Snyder, who's the principal at Lincoln, along with Mrs. Garcia, who was the nurse, and she was super helpful for us. And they were just really great about helping, letting us use their school basically as a pilot program and just being super gracious about that. And Mr. Cockcroft and Mrs. Gear for basically helping us learn from whatever mistakes they had and telling us exactly what we needed to do to get this started. And then also different foundations such as the KCCI Foundation for grants, which I think we just did that last week, so we can continue this program in the future for as long as we possibly can.
Okay, so for our fundraising, our first donation from Riley Children's Foundation, that's basically how we started this program. It was $9,000. Then notably there's the Dana and Mary Louise Foundation, there's Maple Leaf Farms, which is $5,000 annually for Leesburg schools. And then just other donations and some personal donations. We totally received $16,900, which does not include the grants as Connor going to.
Okay, the grants we're applying for right now, the KCCF grants, as I said before, the Keys grant, the KREMC Roundup, the State Farm grant, which ranges from $25,000 to $100,000. We applied for, I think, about 92, and United Way. We're also requesting donations from a lot of big companies in the area, such as the Pew, the Gross Nickel Family Foundation, and Kiwanis Club. Here's a picture of us.
Yes. Okay, so in order to pack all these, let's see, 140 backpacks, utilize the functional skills students at the new Gateway schools. This would give them a work experience and allow them to have a positive impact on the community while helping us feed needy kids. And the Lincoln PTO is also a large help in transporting the totes to and from gateway schools.
Okay, here's a sample menu, and in the parentheses you can see that's the cost per student, so it's really similar to a school lunch. And then in the brackets bolded, that's the cost for the whole week for all the students in the program, which is a reference point. You can see the pasta O's and going down. We start with an entree every week. Entrees are a type thing, which you can't really tell from the name, but it usually is a sort of meat item, and this is, I think it was like a beef type pasta O's. And then you have carbohydrates, proteins, fruit items, always a juice, which is always 100% juice. And then 2 breakfast items. So we try to keep those as healthy as possible. And we also do have allergy students, which we have to pack those separately, which is kind of time consuming, but we definitely like to include it in the program because it really doesn't matter who you are. It's really important for any student who needs it.
Okay, well this is just pictures of our first week menu. We also just sample food here, like we give them cereal, just their own little packets, usually 2 of them, and then just quite a bit of other food. Now this is quite a bit of food for the $2.45 per student, so we just like helping them out.
Great, thank you. Okay, the effect that we really hope to achieve, and I think we have achieved so far, is best summed up in the mission statement, which is that may no child go to bed hungry at night, because we want to provide students food for children over the weekend where they aren't provided food by the school system. And this is because we try to educate them also on how to properly space it out so they don't, just eat it all Friday night. Hopefully they eat some Friday and Saturday and Sunday so it lasts them as long as possible. And I think we're doing a really great job with that, so it's really great the students are enjoying it as much as we are, hopefully. Also, higher projected attendance rates on Monday and Friday, so they can anticipate bringing it back so they can get the food that next Friday and be in there Friday and pick it up. And then also expecting to increase test score performance, and I think that's really definitely going to be the case because happy students, full students, really kind of the same thing, especially for me in high school if I'm hungry and not paying attention quite as well.
Okay, now for our succession plan, we plan on approaching 2 upcoming juniors, so possibly KYLA students. And they can observe us run the program for a couple of months, so they can learn how to order the food, how to write grant applications, how to just run the program. And we also set fundraising goals for them so that this program can keep going on for years and years and years to come.
Okay, personal gain for us, definitely leadership experience. Just dealing with a lot of people, trying to help giving orders and definitely a lot of receiving orders too, and just helping, on all levels, with any from students to faculty to administration, presentations, this one right now, we've given a whole lot of other ones to fundraising, board meetings, and that's been a really great experience for us too, just having that, experience, giving lots of presentations. Writing grants, asking for money from people, not being afraid to do that, really just getting our feet wet in that sort of aspect. Definitely giving back to our community and school, because we both went to Lincoln for the majority of our elementary school, and it just felt great to help out our alma mater, I guess, as we can say. Also providing students with nutrition that they need, because we want to see, some of these kids, they might end up being KYLA students, in the future, and maybe they can have a similar program to other kids, and we just think that, if you have that sort of effect, that it can just really spread the entire community and be a lot bigger than just one program, and hopefully, help a lot more people.
Okay, so in conclusion, this kid, Tommy, was able to get food, so he was able to succeed. And we actually have a story about that. It was from a first grade, we received an email from a first grade teacher. She had one of her students come into class and be like, oh, it's Friday, I get food today. So that was just really, really nice to get, and it's really nice to know that our program is actually helping kids. So then we have
Especially a quick thank you, for Mrs. Akers, everybody who helps at Gateway, Connie Gear, Mr. Cockroft from East Noble and OC, Mr. Akers, the whole Warsaw Community School System for just letting us do this program, Mrs. Snyder, everybody at Lincoln, just for letting us, go in there and taking up a little more responsibility, the faculty and PTO for just really, not just burying it, but really, giving us the extra, 110%. Everybody who donated to help this program, and then the KYLA board members, because I don't think we would have done this unless we were in KYLA and really had the idea for it. So, just thank you for listening. Yep.
Our goal is to, eventually be able to get this in all the elementary schools. We have a plan in place where we're going to add Leesburg with Lincoln in the fall, and then hopefully if we can keep the funding, if we get some of these grants, we're going to add Harrison after Christmas, and then hopefully Claypool after spring break. So we'll get those 4 schools first and going. So this is kind of our goal with our grants, and we'll hopefully get some of that also come.
Have you calculated how much money it would cost to open like 3D, to run the program with 3D schools next year?
Yeah, we needed to do that for our grant application for the State Farm. So we applied for, let's see, $95,000, and that would be enough to start for 2 years for starting one school at the beginning of the year, starting one in the middle, and starting one at the end. So it's $95,000
It's about $100 a student per school year. If we average about 30 weeks, so it's about right around $3 a week per student. So if we do it, so it's about $100 per student for the school year. By the time we started and ended for the year, 30 to 36 weeks. So that's our goal.
The expansion really depends on if we get the state farm grant.
Right. Or someone else does.
Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely.
So this is to continue through the KEYS program?
Oh, no.
Okay.
We're just going to talk, we're going to find, I think, 2 upcoming juniors, probably in KYLA, just so that they can observe us running the program for like the first 2 months or so, and they can run it themselves and just continue on and on.
Yeah, Connor and Alek don't need to leave me next year. They get to stay
Yeah.
with me. While I cover work, so we can keep kind of sustaining this program with those high school students assisting us from that top.
So it's mostly been the 2 of you with as students, correct? I mean, I see you in all the pictures, right? I mean,
As far as students,
Yeah,
we're the only 2.
Yeah.
As far as students.
We have the functional skills class that comes down there from the Access Pack every week.
That's extremely impressive.
Believe me, I am thrilled that they have joined this effort. It's been amazing. It's been a great experience. We've asked for a survey from parents, so we sent those out, and so far our response has been amazing. We sent a survey out to the teachers at Lincoln to get some feedback, and so far we've gotten just amazing results back from that, thanking us for getting this going. So far it's been very positive, very positive feedback.
Question, who selects what students get the food, and
We don't. We sent the consent form out to all the students at Lincoln. We let the parents decide if they wanted to be in it or
For
not.
privacy reasons, you're not allowed to actually. I mean, we could see how many students were on free and reduced, so that's why we decided to use Lincoln. It was actually pretty close between Lincoln and Leesburg. They were pretty similar, but we just chose Lincoln. And since we could send it out to those students, we just sent it out to everybody. And if you wanted it or you felt like you had the need, you could just check it. I mean, we had no way of knowing if they were making, $15,000 a year or $150,000 a year or $2 million. I mean, I don't know. But whoever checks yes and send back the form, they're getting the food. So we have no way of knowing. We're hoping it's the kids who really need it. And that's what we think is happening.
We didn't want to discount those people that didn't quite make the cutoff for reviews, but probably could use the food. So we decided it was the parents' choice to make the decision.
so right now there's no kind of bees testing?
With confidentiality, you can't really do that. So.
Okay, so we can't.
We can't.
Yeah.
Yes.
Well, it sounds great to open it up for all students so that sometimes there isn't that distinction between those that are on the program and those who aren't. It's open to everyone. That's really a good thought.
So this program right now is kind of pilot.
Yes.
First year's with you.
What are the plans for its permanency other than you 2 trying to get leaders to take on next year?
Okay, well, we definitely have Mrs. Akers, kind of like, Mrs. Akers, our support system, definitely. And then we're going to have those leadership students, and not necessarily just from KYLA, whoever we think would be dedicated and would have the time to help out for us.
They have to be willing to commit to, helping us through the school year and then help us get juniors to then be involved the following year. That's what we're hoping to make it sustainable. And then my PTO, I believe my PTO members, I've already talked to the presidents at one time that they would be on board to help us once we get the packs out of schools to get them out. And so far they've all been on board on helping us with that. So basically those would be the
so we can get it